All right, what a beautiful setting. Look at this. So much prettier than the other court, even though this court's all beat up. I think it's great that there's no windscreens.
Really?
Yeah, I think when people are learning to play, it's actually very good if you have poor lights and no windscreens and lots of wind. The worse the conditions, the better. Tennis players have a tendency to complain too much.
Sure.
Okay, so let's watch. Okay, hold up. Now watch how you bounce the ball. Fast. Go slow. Take your time. Have some cool. All right, now go ahead. Look at your heel and the front foot. So everything that's on the technical tape should be on this tape. All right, go ahead. Okay, hold up. So you have a scissors. Your arms split. You're tossing your arm. Your right arm's way up. Left arm's down. Now watch. You're going to fan the racket. You're going to set the hand. Now the toss is very high. It's very high. All right, go ahead. Now for you, as a lefty, it's very good in the deuce court. You've extended. It's very good that your right arm is here. It didn't open way up over here. It's very good that you're airborne. You have extension. All right, go ahead. Now, serve again. All right, hold up. Now you should move the ball. Now he shouldn't have to tell you to move the ball. Now you shouldn't run. That shows that you're polite and nervous. Hold up. You should run in drills and such, but when you're playing a match, take your time. You want to play with an even pace. Some players play fast, some players play slow. But you need to play consistently. All right, go ahead. All right, so take your time. Now, this is a very good chance for Raleigh to see what image he shows. Does he have a ritual on the return serve where he moves his feet? Now, what type of swings does he take? Okay, hold up. All right, now very good, you're close to the baseline. Shot tolerance, patience. Okay, one's intangibles are greater than their tangibles. What's that mean? Intangibles, like you can't measure desire. You can't measure grit. You can measure, what someone does with the racket. All right, well, your goal in the rally is wait for your opponent to miss or hit short, or change the direction of the ball. So you're just waiting, red zone to red zone. It's a confrontation. Who's going to keep the ball in play? Red zone to red zone. It's confrontation. It's like two stray dogs and there's one piece of meat in the street. Those two dogs, who's going to get that piece of meat? So that might not be the best analogy. Competition is taking your mind, your body, your spirit, and your skills and matching them against the other person. All right, go ahead. Okay, hold up. Now, you're showing great movement. I love how you run after the ball. Okay? I was telling Alex, you've met a small group of players here. Coaches love second effort. And if you just chase every ball down, don't stop running after balls until it bounces twice, you'll be fast. It takes a player time to start and time to start. Start and stop. So 70 milliseconds, go, stop. You'll see people all the time. They'll go, I can get it, I can't get it. Just go. All right, go ahead. Okay, hold up. Now, you walk fast, you walk with the racket in your left hand, you walk with the racket down. Put the racket in your right hand, walk with the racket up. Take your time in between points. A ritual, say a serve return ritual, or a serve ritual. You do a number of movements to help deepen concentration. Okay, go ahead. I hold up. Now you go very fast. What you want to do is have two breathing patterns when you serve, like Maria Sharapova. You go back to the fence. You're controlling your thought process. You've post planned and 1 point's over your pre plan. Then you turn. You come back. You set the pace. You come up the line and you take a breath in and a breath out. Then when you start your service motion, you can take a breath in again. And then when you hit the ball, there's an explosion of air. Yes. Girls, you're more than welcome to listen to this, girls. All right, go ahead. Okay, hold up. Now that was a smart shot. You're in a neutral area. Just hit the ball to the center. You're waiting for him to miss or hit short. You're going to rally. This ball can go 100 times, and I love it. Patient, aggressive. Look at your racket position. It's not centered. So, and you're not a spring chicken. You've been around for 10 years. Okay, so it's like, all right, I've developed a few bad habits. And it's just going to be discipline. It's just going to be discipline. When you're not practicing, somewhere someone is. And when you play that person, you will lose. You just have to practice. Okay, even as I said earlier, you've already gone to lacrosse, you've got your homework, but you got to do the basement, garage work, driveway work. Okay, go ahead. It's great net clearance. Okay, hold up. Now you ran around your backhand in the neutral area of the red zone. Now we could let that go by because it was in the center. But if you go way over here in the neutral area, you're going to open up the court for your opponent. All right, go ahead. Now when you're that far wide, okay, hold up. If you're going in this direction, you could actually go for a winner. Your body mass is going like this. It's going to be hard to run this way and approach this way. So typically what you should do, especially if it's way back here, you just throw the ball up high. You can throw it here, not over here. You want to keep your opponent in the pocket, keep your opponent centered. And then it's called rebuilding the point. Right? You know, say for example, you hit a ball that's up high. You're in a defensive situation, so you have to neutralize so they can't go on offense. Balls only hit three ways, plus, minus, IP. All right, plus is strong, minus is weak, IP is in play. All right, go again. All right, now take your time. All right, hold up. All right, so you go fast and separate your hands. Now let's watch the racket. You set the racket. With not the shoulder going forward. Remember how you set the swing. Shoulder goes forward, equal, and then what happens is when your shoulder goes forward, your elbow bends. All right, go ahead. So second serve, easy for yourself first, difficult for your opponent second. All right, pause. In a set of tennis, there's about 50 points played. Okay, so 2 sets, 100 points. About 5 patterns of points. Your dad could buy, you could just ask Ilya, exchange emails with Ilya, maybe you already have one. You buy one of those poles, get a cheap camera, put it up on the fence, and you and your dad go film each other rallying, playing some points. We play baseball tennis too. Your dad knows any kids, you know any kids your age, they can catch and throw. They're a human ball machine. Let them play without a racket. Okay, one of your friends. All right, go ahead. Maybe what you could do is even teach one of your friends. Now they won't be able to hit the ball like you because they haven't played very well. But if they can catch and throw, you know, any girls are learning how to play softball. Okay, the person without the racket, if they're the same age, same athletic ability, the person without the racket wins. Because you're much more accurate with your hand. When we drove up today, they were playing some tennis baseball. Mm-hmm. All right, go ahead. Okay, hold hold up. Now, you're in the neutral area of the red zone. You're letting Raleigh hit the ball out in the alley. So now you're allowing him to spread the court. So now it's easier for him to go here and easier for him to go here. Okay? Now, you and your dad should watch a basketball game, watch a football game. You should understand sports. You should understand how you play a board game. If you're playing checkers, okay, you don't want to move any of the figures from the back row. You want to have a solid wall of defense. All right, go ahead. It's interesting, college coaches hold up, not so much junior coaches. College coaches, many times when you get to campus, they have you read the book, The Art of War. Now, you came to the net. Now, granted, you're a small player because of your age, 4th grade. All right, go ahead. You didn't get close to the net. All right, go ahead. Hold up. Now, palm is up. And now you're going to face forward. Okay. Now, with your overhead, with the palm up overhead, the ball went in the net. So we know you had pizza position and you pulled down like this. So you hit it early this way. You need to have salute position and twist up. All right, go again. And take your time. All right, hold up now. Let's watch Alex. Alex is drop hitting the ball. He's too close to his body. He's not using his legs. Okay, go ahead. But like his tennis game, overall he did very good from his waist up. Video is very incriminating. All right, go ahead. All right, let's go back and watch that. So you're showing, well, perhaps you like your forehand better or your left side dominant. All right, let's watch right here. Your first inclination is like, can I get a forehand? See how you do that? And then they have to turn. Let's go back and watch it again. Okay, so at a high level, okay, hold up, the racket's not centered. The fundamental doesn't change. The speed at which you have to execute the fundamental. Like Arush does that almost every time. It's like it's part of his DNA. He's done it so long. He preferred his forehand over his backhand for so long. We're talking about thousands of days. Okay, hundreds of days. Oh, 3 years, 1,000 days. So watch what you're going to do. It's like, oh, I want a forehand, but no, I have to take a backhand. So that's a bad habit. Now hold up right there. Inside out. Now, Ilya filmed you and your dad today. So, this is tape number 3 for you. So we made for the first tape, now we're making the second tape. You're not with your arm on the inside. And that's why, okay, I'm going to get in front of the mirror. I'm going to drop hit. I'm going to hit off the cone. I'm going to do all those routines. It's not the will to win, it's the will to prepare. Everybody wants to win. So when your dad says, hey, let's go downstairs, let's do this, it's the basement, wherever. All right, go ahead. All right, now, let's go back and watch that shot. It has to be decision by decision. Now, the approach shot is you actually move through the approach shot. The airplane approaches the runway. Okay? So, right here, you're going to come up. Racket face is open. You actually stop. You don't move through. Now, tennis terminology. Tennis terminology is a lesson unto itself. You will at times hit a forcing shot, an offensive ground stroke. You can come up and you can get set. You can hit the ball harder by being in a stationary position. The rotational source of power is greater than the momentum source of power. But the one thing about moving through your approach shot, that allows you to get close to the net. Remember what I said earlier, the player who misses the most overheads is the best player. Because you're in your formative years. This is a chance for you to develop. Okay? And so you obviously want to compete, you want to do your very best, and you want to try to win. But just do what's principally right. Just do what the principles are, the fundamentals. It's just like math. And if you get a really good foundation, you'll be able to do well in math. Now look where your racket head is. Okay? So, not the end of the world. It was a bad swing. But when it comes down to mistake management, don't let the mistakes manage you. Okay? When people go to the court, typically, they don't have an attitude problem. You know, someone like yourself, you're moving your feet, you got a smile on your face, you're handling yourself well, good behavior, but still people lose confidence. So when it comes down to, it's the engineering that regulates the attitude. It's not the attitude that regulates the engineering. All right, go ahead. Now take your time, walk to the ball, racket out of your opposite hand, racket up. All right, now hold up. All right, now look where you're looking. Wandering eyes, wandering mind. Eyes to your strings. Focus. Now we get into personality typing and brain typing, and a lot of times the extroverts are all over the place, and they don't do a very good job of putting their eyes to their strings. You should just be looking at Raleigh. Raleigh's setting the serve. He's setting the pace of the match. Pace of the game, I should say. All right, go ahead. All right, now your eyes again. Now hold up. With your ready position, you should be back here. Okay, now even if you're playing against younger players and they tap the ball, easier to move forward than it is to move back. Okay, now some coaches will tell you for gamemanship, move in close and that'll force your opponent to hit a weak serve. I don't really recommend gamemanship. You know, at a high level, you want to be back here because if you can play an approach shot off a weak serve, you need this momentum. An approach shot, you need the runway like an airplane. All right, go ahead. Okay, hold up, hold up. Now, you need to learn to play the ball on the rise. You need to develop recognition skills, reading skills. Trajectory makes the ball bounce high. Topspin and underspin, actually, if they have the same trajectory, underspin bounces higher. We always think of topspin bouncing higher, but it has a high trajectory. We always think of underspin staying low because it has a low trajectory. If someone hits a lob up, then the ball is going to bounce as high as the house. Okay, so let's go back and watch this. Play the ball on the rise. It's going to be bounce hit. Okay, now the ball, when it hits the court, it's the same level as the paint on the court. So now Raleigh does a good job hitting the ball up high equals depth. Okay, hold up. Now you can do one of three things here. Now in little kid tennis, very few people take the ball out of the air. I would recommend for you to take the ball out of the air. Two-handed. This is on your backhand side. Play an approach volley. If you did that, you might be one of the only kids in New Jersey who do that. Excuse my English, who does that. All right, now next thing is you could play the ball on the rise. You can play the ball on the rise, but you don't want to back up. All right, now let's take a commercial break for a second. Alex walked in the room. Alex is on the screen. I'm watching Alex, and when he's over here drop hitting balls, he's just putting in time. He's not putting in effort. And he's getting better. He's put some work in. He's getting better over this month. But Alex, the body is a built-in gym. When he's drop hitting balls in the alley, besides working on technique, he's working on leg strength. But he chooses not to do that. Okay? So, muscle actually weighs more than fat. He needs to have his body be like a gym. Alright? Okay, go ahead. So that was your choice. You misread that shot and go back. So your dad knows tennis, so let's hold up for a minute. Andre Agassi. Before I back up, I'd rather hit the ball on the bleachers. I'm going to play on my terms. Jimmy Connors, I'm going to play the way I was taught to play. There's so many lessons to share. Again, what happens is people want to win. All right, go ahead. All right, hold on. I like how you're moving here. Loosen the shoulders, but your feet should be moving in the service return ritual. It's called unweighting yourself. Okay? You're actually releasing some nervous energy when you're going through a ritual. But you want to be loose. Now, when his toss goes up, you're going to split step. All right, go ahead. Very good. And you do split step. Okay, hold up. Now, the ball clearly went to your back end. Now, you're a young player. You need to practice. You need to do it the right way. Say, for example, if you're learning to be a writer, if you're learning to be a musician, you got to learn the basics. Got to learn the basics. So don't run around your forehand. Now, most clinics you go to, besides they're going to tell you, okay, ball with a continental grip. They're going to tell you to stay down. They're also going to tell you forehand, 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 forehand. It's really a crisis. The kids are, I say kids, I'm an old man. Say someone like Raleigh, people in their 20s and 30s, they taught tennis less than 10 years, and they're out there just going forehand, forehand, forehand. To be a master teacher, you just can't, say, okay, I'm teaching tennis now. All right, go ahead. Love your backhand. Okay, you come back with a shuffle step. Okay, hold up. Now the key shot right there is you hit short. Now your dad knows this, he'll explain it to you. Raleigh's just playing gentleman tennis, customer tennis, partner tennis. He's not trying to do anything but just be the human ball machine. Okay, go ahead. All right, now hold up. Let's go back and watch that. Now your little brother likes cars. We could do this. I could suggest to your dad, you don't have to do this, so this might be not the best way to do things, but if he were to toss you, get a basket with 100 balls, and he tosses you 1,000 balls, 1,000 balls, so he goes through his basket 10 times, he's just tossing the ball to you in the park. And if you do 10,000, then your dad's going to buy one of those little cars that he wants. Okay? That's how I would do it. I can tell you all sorts of stories about how parents manage their kids. You don't want to just give the kid something, make them earn it. All right, so watch, you're going to get up to this line, the service line. Okay, hold up, where are you going? You're at a point of no return. From here, you should be moving through your approach and go to the net. Now, I don't want to mention any names. Arush, for 3 years at least, we were telling him to go forward, and he wouldn't go forward. But we persevered. We help the people who are in front of us. All right, go ahead. Okay, hold up. Now that's low percentage play. Okay, now it's good to see that you actually want to back in here. But you play too close to the sideline. Remember the 2-bounce rule. There's a concept called the Ivan Lendl grid. Now Ivan Lendl didn't call it the Ivan Lendl grid. When you're in the defensive area, you're going to hit the A and A. When you're in the neutral area, you're going to hit the B and B. When you get in here in the offensive area, you can spread the court and hit the A, B, or C. Okay? All right, go ahead. All right, now let's go back and look at that contact point. So we have a lot of information on our Great Base course. How to practice at home, the Great Base course itself. Now look at the contact point. So you and your dad can look at content. Maybe I told these girls over here that they should watch at least 2 videos a day. It's going to be 6 minutes on the average. Like Alex is over there, he's talking to Ruth. He doesn't know our system. He doesn't know the aggressive air margin. He doesn't know very, very much. But that's just the way it is. We got to tell him and tell him and tell him. But he'll chit chat with Rushi. He'll kill time, and he doesn't know our system. We'll ask him some basic questions. All right, go ahead. All right, hold up now. One of the reasons that you missed up here, maybe that was in. but why you were having a chance to hit an unforced error is when you have a high contact point, okay, it's a shorter hitting zone, and the racket's going to pull. It's not as easy to go up when you're already up. Okay, go ahead. All right, now, whoops, let's back up. You had the right intentions when you move forward. But as you move forward, okay, again, you could have taken his shot out of the air. Okay? Now, when it comes down to, no one remembers who wins in the 10s, 12s, 14s, 16s. They get interested, college coaches get interested in who wins in the 18s. But even then, it's like, okay, we want to have players that are going to win matches for us when they play college tennis. So for you, as your dad, you're going to finish this year, and there's 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade. You do 8th grade again. Now you don't have to repeat the grade, but you just talk to your dad about an NCAA rule. So then you go to college, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Some schools, like the Ivies don't let you do it, but some schools you could take a redshirt year. 10 years from now, it's even more than that. Let's do that again, because I'm doing it wrong. 4th grade, you got that. So let's just start calling, go 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. All right, so you're 8 years, then you go to college. And you could go 5 years. You could take grad classes your 5th year. Okay, you go 13 years from now. Just start doing it the right way now. That's how the brain works. But people don't get it. People don't get it. You can watch the best tennis players in the world, especially on the women's side. They can't go to the net. Easiest money in pro tennis is women's doubles. And the level plays awful. Awful. They're playing one up, one back. It's awful. All right, so let this run. Okay, now, all right. When you make a mistake, look right at it. Let's go back and watch this. You played some great points, and again, I can tell you've already played a lot of tennis. One thing is you got happy feet. That's a great thing. All right, go ahead. I know you have to go here in a few minutes, but we just watch a few more points. Are you okay for time?
Yes.
Okay, so let's watch. So now right here, shorten the backswing, get a lower contact point, swing inside out. Just play the court. Don't play Raleigh, play the court. So you're going across court on your passing shot. Don't even worry about him. But you want to keep the ball low. Now he's moving laterally, he needed to move diagonally. Okay? He came in a little bit diagonally, to be fair. Not enough. All right, go ahead. So when he gets to the net, it's like there's a letter V in front of him. So when you watch this, if you could just write that down. When you go to the net, it's like there's a letter V in front of you. If you won't write it down, or if you don't write it down, you won't know it. All right, hold up. Okay, now it's not once in a while. Every time the ready position is not centered. It's not centered. So if, say, I don't think you would, just being around you for a day, I don't think you would. But I know Alex over there might. Roosh might. They get annoyed if I keep correcting them. And that's so bizarre. If someone corrects you, it should be like music to your ears. Okay, go ahead. All right, hold it. Now what Raleigh needs to do is he needs to learn to move his body. Even though he's hitting slow, he needs to move his body the same way. He doesn't need to stand there like this and just arm the ball with his legs straight. Okay, go ahead. And moving the feet, Raleigh, up. Hold up. Now, you're actually moving your feet more than he is. So we call that teaching pro-itis. He needs to move his feet. We're tricked in some ways not to move our feet. When the airplane goes by, we think it's going very slow. It's going a lot faster than the train that went by us today. All right, so when Raleigh, it should be 2% selfish. He's rallying to you as a teaching professional. He should be moving his feet. Moving his feet. Okay, go ahead. Like Alex, who's back there. Let's watch Alex drop hit the ball. Okay, Alex paces himself. All right, so let's watch it. Hold up, Alex, and see if he gets low. Does he really step out? Okay, that's better. Does he get his front leg straight? No. So he doesn't lift on his front leg. He doesn't lift on his front leg, and he doesn't end up with a 3/8 system of balance. So that was a bad rep. Okay. Now, if you play high-level team sports, you'd be sitting on the bench. Okay. The coach would just yell out, "What are you doing?" But what happens is no one's keeping score right here. What Alex has done is he's turned his brain off. He's not totally engaged. And you grow myelin at a much slower rate when the brain's not switched on. All right, so let's go back in slow motion, or go back in reverse, I should say. Now, one thing to talk to you about, like Alex next to you or Roosh walks in the room, is when you're in a tennis setting, there's learning around you all the time. But what happens is people, and you wouldn't be doing that by any means because you're a bad person. But what happens is they're just focused on what's being told to them. You learn by everybody you're around. So when you hear coaches telling kids certain things, they're saying, "Okay, I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm listening. I'm listening." I have to tell kids like Alex, "Stop, stop. Look at me." And I heard you, one of the coaches that you work with, "Eyes on me. Hug your racket. Look at me." And then it's like boom, boom, boom. Now when I do that, every other player should stop and listen. Now in certain cultures, you had to go through this with you, championship cultures, that's what happens. I mean, there's only small pockets in this whole country where people actually teach tennis at a real high level. Okay, go ahead. All right, now go back. You hesitated. You should have taken the ball in the air. I love what you put down. Finish your points at the net. Okay, the ball's in the air. Try to take it in the air. Now, that doesn't mean you can do it every time. All right, now, watch where the racket goes. Racket goes down. So what we would say is that we're gonna guess that was decision by indecision. You're up there. Should I volley? Should I not volley? Go, go, go. All right. Let's watch a few more points. Okay, hold up. Now, that's Arush stringing in the background. Alex just had 2 rackets strung for $64. Alex needs to learn how to string. Okay? When you get a little bit older, we'll tell you if you can't string, you can't play tennis. If you can't jump rope, you can't play tennis. All right, go ahead. Now take your time, hold up. Now it's your second serve. All right, now let's just go back and watch this right here. Okay, go back. We're just going to watch you bounce the ball. You bobble the ball. And that's okay. You bobble the ball. If you could, in your basement, take 2 tennis balls and just try to play catch with 2 tennis balls at the same time. We have a backboard out in the garage. There's so many hand-eye exercises that we show people to do on the backboard. Alex, you played some baseball. Alex would put himself in front of that backboard, never let his heels touch, and then just be playing catch with 2 balls. Okay? And that's how you become a better athlete. But it's not your fault. Athleticism is going way down. It's going way down because of technology. The more you have that phone in your hand, the less of an athlete you'll be. Now, when I was a kid, that phone didn't exist. Okay? All right, go ahead. So right here, the bobbling of the ball. Now, hold up. I don't think you were doing this, maybe because you're new to us, a new environment. Some people do it because the camera's on and they're too nervous. When we see people do that in the match, that means they're stressed. Okay? Young Vanessa, she's worked on her strokes for 6 months last week. It was the first time she played a tournament in 6 months. So I was watching her play. And she was so stressed out. Okay? Where people need to be stressed is on their work ethic. If they're lazy, if they're not taking advantage of every day, don't be stressed over the score. Okay? Go ahead. Because if you are, you're going to be like 98% of people. Get all stressed out over the score. Okay, no one's mad in the background. That's just a roosh stringing. All right, now let's go up and watch this swing. So, Einstein, imagine great nations greater than knowledge. So we talked to you today about the racket path, the percentage line. So your dad's going to get some foam balls, and he's going to toss some balls to you, and you're going to come in like this. And the racket has to go right up the alley. So imagination, can you do it off the court? Off the court, and take time to do that. All right? Okay, go ahead. Now, the racket face is slightly open. You come in, it's too close to you. Now look where the finish goes. Okay, hold up. Now you did end up trying to hit this one-handed. Now, remember earlier on the first tape where I said your racket is going to the trees. Okay? So your dad should say, all right, Kylie, I'm going to toss the ball to you underhand. And he's just going to put his hands just like this. Fingers together like this, thumbs together, it's up high. And you should be able to put it right here. Whatever shot he's asking, he's going to toss you the ball. Now, again, you could do it right out here next to the swimming pool. Take a foam ball, he's going to toss the ball to you, say 3 bounces, 2 bounces. And you're going to move, and you're going to be like this, and you're going to be able to put it right in his hands. All right? Winning is a byproduct of skills. Right now, McCullough's over here, and she's visited many times. And now I think she's a little bit older, so McCullough, you need to watch the content. McCullough, are you doing this? She's played a lot of tennis. And if she could then all of a sudden say, okay, I'm gonna put it together like this. Just like this. Okay? The 5 areas of tennis. Okay? We can add statistics, but there's the charting, the analysis. It's going to be the technical, the tactical, the physical, the mental, emotional, and then the statistical. All right, let's watch 3 more points. Long day, you're hanging in there, you're doing great. Not too many tennis lessons go from 8 to 6. But what's interesting is what will you do with the information? What will you do with the information? You're so lucky to have your dad here with you. Okay, now, everything that's on the technical tape is on this tape. It's all one and the same. Let's just pick out one thing from this point. Let the whole point go through. I was closer to hitting the ball on the rise. All right, now, I like how you can run. Now, the point ends 3 ways. That was an unforced error. Hold up. That means if I just toss the ball to you like this, I toss it right to you and you drop it, it's an unforced error. If I throw the ball fast across the room and say, go catch it, that's a forced error because I applied some pressure. All right, now, Roosh said today, which was good, I heard him say it 3 times, Bobby Riggs, airtight tennis. E-R. It's on now? Okay, go ahead. All right, let's watch another point. Go slow, low toss. Turn, leave your hands together. Good, are you hit and recover? Okay, hold up. All right, now, you are in the offensive area, but if you're going to play the ball offensively, you got to play at waist level. Okay, so you're in the offensive area, this is the contact point. Okay, so you're not going to be able to play it offensively. So the contact point has to match the position you are in the court. All right, go ahead. All right, hold up, hold up. Now Raleigh's got to play just like you by sight and sound. He didn't read the sound, and he didn't get up to the ball. Now watch what you do. Go back. All right, you could drive 2 cars right here. Now look what you're going to do. You're going to run up. Okay, hold up. And you ran the wrong way. It should be a backhand. You're on this side of the court hitting a forehand. Now you'll see players do that in certain situations and they just rip a forehand. But remember and listen to your dad, you're in your formative years. Stage development. Don't start running around your backhand when you're 10. All right, last point. Okay, now that type of shot you have to practice. Any shot that hit behind you, use a continental grip. Okay, hold up. So it's behind you, you're going to go like this, continental grip. Now remind me tomorrow, we can show you how to hit specialty shots. There's basic shots, specialty shots, emergency shots. An example of specialty shots would be a drop volley, drop shot, half volley, how you hit a high backhand, how you hit a top spin lob, off base passing shot. But all those shots, you have to have basics down. You have to have the basic shots before you can then hit the specialty shots. Okay? Earlier there was a ball up in the air and I told you that you should have taken it out of the air. That would have been a specialty shot. A conventional approach volley. Okay, go ahead. Okay, bonus point. One more. You know you're a hard worker if once you get one thing done, you're thinking about what you need to do next. You're not a hard worker if you're just kind of, well, I guess I'll just kind of lay here. I guess I'll turn the TV on. I mean, you have to relax. You have to have some fun. All right, go ahead. Very good rally. Like again, you do a great job moving your feet. Okay, hold up. Now when you have a great rally like this, again, don't get discouraged. You start working on a technique with your dad, your game's going to go down, you'll get a little bit worse, you'll start making mistakes. Say for example on your backhand, if you start swinging inside out, it's not going to instantly be better. Because you're going to be between your new and your old. Does that make sense? All right, go ahead. That's great how you hit higher over the net. You're just waiting for him to hit short. Okay, hold up. Now, when you miss, why you missed. From the yellow zone, you're going to play an approach shot. Your goal is to get to the green zone. When you miss, ideally, you want to miss in a point-ending situation. We're working with Alex. He's lost 11, 12 pounds first month. We've just let him, he's just done light workout, old man workout. Now, he doesn't like to bend and jump. So he's got the ability to just really rip a forehand from the middle of the court. And maybe he makes 55% of them, he misses 45%. So he's won some matches to the point where he can go to a national tournament. But our system, it's not really our system, the system that we put together, you have to be able to hit volleys and overheads. So once again, it was great you wrote down, you want to finish the point at the net, you have to be able to bend and jump. And to play at the net, you got to hit a volley and an overhead. But what we'll do is we'll continue work, but we'll film you another time before you go. But what you and your dad just think about any questions you have, and we'll keep going forward.